the third one, but cave one is the most significant because, for one,
Oh, okay.
it is the one that yielded Isaiah.
Okay.
On the other side of the kibbutz, it was found in full. Here, this is second in importance to me. When we were talking about ritual bath like back there, rainwater would do. Did you notice what I said yesterday about the red heifer? It was, rainwater was not good enough. It had to be living water, running water, spring water, not cistern. Okay, even for the cistern, where did they get the water from? It doesn't rain here. According to Jerome Merfor, he believes that back there, look at the rock. You see the travertine, the light color? At the bottom, they built a dam to catch all the water that came from up there to fill the dam. When the dam was full, they built another aqueduct to the right. You can see the top of the dirt road. And according to his plan, he built another aqueduct to come this way, and there's an area here. There was a deep hole. And then the water went into that hole. The sediment sank at the bottom, and the pure water came to the top to continue running in the different the different aqueducts to fill the cisterns and the pools that were around. Like that, they got water to be enough for them the whole year. Opposite is Mount Nebo. See that with the green patch? That is Mount Nebo where Moses died.
Shrine.
There, yeah, Franciscan, Roman. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to share with you. This is a floor that yielded most of the scrolls, and they also found 15,000 pieces that came from 500 different scrolls. Here.
Let me share something with you also. So to make some connections, we told you about Shibli and his grandfather, how this happened. And Herschel Shanks, who is the author of, the editor of Biblical Archaeology Review, had actually been able to interview it wasn't a boy that found these. We all say it was a boy, but it was a man. He was 46 years old, and he was a shepherd. And when they found that, they crawled back in. They threw a rock down. They lost the goat, and they heard something crack. They crawled in a dim light. They saw these jars, which you will see one jar in Shibli Kano's. You'll see one of the jars, the original jars, in his
Tomorrow will be
tomorrow, and he'll show you that. And so when those scrolls were found, here's the way the story goes. The eyewitness account from this man who found them. He said he took them. He didn't know what they were. They were like leather. So Kano's grandfather was a leather maker. He was a shoe repairman. So they didn't know what to do with it, and he brought them to him to figure out to try to sell them. But one of the stories says this, and it's from his own account, that he took them home first, and his children were throwing one of them like a football, and they destroyed one of the scrolls. We'll never have one of that. So very, very amazing find. It predates as well. It predates your Bible by 1,000 years. Somebody asked me about how do we know the Bible is authentic. Well, let me tell you something. If I wrote something if I was reading something, and it went to 1,000 years to 10th century, 1000 AD, 1,000 years ago, and then I find something. That's the only source I have. And then the Aleppo Codex. And I find something that predates that for 1,000 years, and it's word for word what I have. I promise you that is impossible for man to do, and so that has to be God. So that's how this is the proof of our Bible with the Dead Sea Scrolls. Not only scrolls and pieces of every Bible, by the way, except Ruth. I think every piece except Ruth was found. Esther, excuse me. Every piece except Esther. I was offered by Shibli's grandfather and his uncle a piece of Genesis about that big. They offered it to me from here for I think it was $150,000 at one time. And I would have to go to Sweden to buy it because it was between Israel couldn't know. But anyway, you'll hear that from Shibli. He'll tell you the story, but it'll make that connection for you when you go there. All right? I think you should take a picture of that, to be honest with you, because that is an amazing spot. That is revolutionary for your Bible.